Oh, hello, it's Mr. Eager here. Finishing up my own little child memory box, which you're going to be doing as well, decorating it. The first video was how to build it, the box. Now we're talking about how to make it something unique that is yours. And we can see here, this is mine from my childhood. I like Star Wars, I like the Goonies, I like the Suns. My favorite game as a kid, you guys played, was Pitfall. Atari 2600 brings back memories, and I loved playing Dungeons & Dragons, so my handle on top is a little mimic. So I really like how my piece came out here. In this video, I'm going to show you how I decorated my box. We're going to use tracing paper to help out with that. You're going to have some ideas that you're going to print out that you can trace that fit on each side of your box. So we really want our images take up each side of the box. Not really small, but really decorate each side of the box like it tells a story about you. We're going to learn how to use this stylus tool to trace your ideas on there. We're going to use, you have a needle tool in your bin we're going to use. We're going to use some more shapers for blending and smoothing. The big thing on this box here is it tells a story about you with, as you can see, no words. That's the key, no words on this. And we can see here by my box, the whole decoration of it is about me and everything else. And they got a little handle, there's a little chest piece here, this little chest is the handle. I've added texture everywhere. When I oxide stain this, it looked really cool. And yeah. So let's go and watch this video and see how you can decorate and make your box unique about you. Let's roll it. Once your box is assembled, you got to think of ideas, things that come from your child memory. What are the great things that come up in your mind? Once you come down, have those ideas, sketch them out. Talk to me about them. I can help you come up with images. Don't have to be the best drawings in the world, but help you come up with images from the computer, print them out for you, help you along the way. But come up with your ideas. Once you have your ideas, you're going to trace them out on the tracing paper. Use tracing paper to trace them on the ideas. This one way you can do it, or you can take the image and poke a bunch of holes in it and play connect the dots. Totally up to you what you want to do. Once you have those images traced out, I will show you how to transfer them on to your box. Cut your images out of the tracing paper. It's easier to transfer them on your piece if you have small little pictures to make sure you have them out. So make sure you cut them out. Once everything traced, it's now time to lay them on your piece. I lay out the trace paper on top of the box. Make sure you spray a little water so it holds the trace paper on there. Then use a stylus to trace out your design. Make sure your images take up the whole entire side of your box. It might be multiple images. You might play connect the dots as well to get your images transferred onto the box before you begin to carve. Once you have everything laid out, it's time to begin to carve. Besides just carving, it's good to add some elements on your box. Well, adding extra things on there. So I'm doing here one side of my box. I'm going to be adding a little like foliage around the guy swinging on the vine, getting that stuff done. It's good to do that. Score and slip those pieces on there. Add some texture and detail. Textures are also good things. We are oxide staining these boxes. That's a good thing to think about as well. More texture, the better at each side of your box. Make it really stand out. There's more than just drawing your designs on there. You got to carve them as well. So use lube tools for carving. Try to give them extra depth. Add more design to your pieces. Carve away certain areas. Make things stand out more is what you want to do in your box. Not just tracing out with the needle tool, giving it more depth. Adding detail is an important thing. Cleaning up your edges is an important thing. Making sure the box is well defined and everything about it. Think about details. Think about texture. Really enhance your piece. Really make it stand out, because remember, we're going to use red iron oxide in these, so whatever little designs you put on there makes it stand out even more. As we can see, it's more than just using your needle tool. It's using those loop tools, removing clay and carving away clay, which is very important. Makes everything stand out more. Do not forget to applique items. Remember, in this project, 50% in sizing, 50% applique. So make sure you add those extra features onto your piece and make sure they also stand out. You can carve into them as well if you'd like, but that's kind of an important thing to do, adding little details along the way. Try to fill up each side of your box with details. Don't leave anything blank. It helps enhance your piece and tell your story. Box is carved, details added. Now it's time for the top of the lid and the handle. My handle is going to be a little chest, turn into a mimic. A mimic is something from Dungeons & Dragons that eats little adventurers that get too greedy and they act themselves like ordinary objects. And then when you play Dungeons & Dragons, treasure chests are the big thing to find. So here I am making it. I made a solid piece, hollowing it out, and working on the project itself, adding some details and designs, and making my piece really stand out. Remember, details are important. More than just drawing my details on my chest, I'm going back in and carving away. The clay is still pretty thick, so I have a lot of clay still I can remove and really make it stand out, give it more of that chest-like look before I add the details to make it look like a little monster. One thing a mimic is known for is a really long tongue. So here I am making the tongue to grab those adventurers who get a little too close. Here are little divots into the top of the chest where the eyes are going to go. This gives me a place to put the eyes so they're not just bugging out. They're actually a way I can build them and sculpt them. Here I am attaching the piece. I'm scoring and slipping it on. Getting to attach it. I'm going to add the top onto it. Score and slip all that stuff. Make sure it's well blended. The tongue is sticking out. And I'm going to add some more details. Since this is the handle, I'm making sure it's well blended on there so it does not pop off. Really take the time to make sure it's well attached and be able to support the lid. Here I'm adding the eyeballs to the piece in the little divots I made, blending them on there and attaching them so it's looking at you, ready to eat you. The final thing my mimic needs are really sharp, pointy teeth. So here I am adding some teeth onto it, scoring, slipping them on there, and blending them on. Here's my finished box. Every side detailed, lots of texture and sizing and applique all throughout. Really tells my story. Can't wait to see what you make and what your story is.